Hello and hello and welcome to another dose of spiritual clarity. So in today's video, we're talking about being right. Ooh, everyone loves being right. No one loves being wrong. I have a favorite process that I use around this issue and area constantly, and I'm going to share that with you in this video a little later on. But first, we're going to talk a little bit about, where do you fight to be right? Where do you fight to be right? Where do you defend being right? Where is it that you maybe don't even have what you want in your healing practice or in your business or in your life, and yet you fight for it? You're fighting to be right about how no one has money to pay you, or how you can't make the money that you want to make, or how everything's really hard for you. That was mine. And that was what I defended that for years, almost a decade, that everything's hard for me, that I must be I heard this term once, uniquely defective. And that's why I had such a hard time with things, and that's why nothing worked for me. I could, do the exact same marketing system as everybody else, and it wouldn't work. I could use the exact same sales script in my business as everyone else, and it wouldn't work. I could take a business training program with other people, do the exact same homework. They would get 10 times the results that I would. And my story was, everything's really hard for me. Everything's really difficult for me. Nothing works easily. And so I got to be right about that. And yes, I had the evidence. It was true in the sense that my reality said that it was true, because I had all this evidence to back it up. And yet it was still a belief. And that belief generated and created an entire life that aligned with the reality or the story, that everything was really hard for me, that life was really hard, business was really hard, that I had to try 10 times as hard, work 10 times as hard as everyone else just to get the same results. And so that's what I got more of. So where are you defending in your healing practice, in your business, or in your life? Where are you defending what's difficult or hard or that doesn't work for you? And it's screwing up your life. It's screwing up your business. It's screwing up your healing practice. Maybe it's the really common thing, especially if you're an energy healer or a healer of any other kind, and you have the story that most healers have, which is that people don't have money or people don't value your services. Let's say you do Reiki or another kind of hands-on energy healing, and people say, "Oh, I love Reiki, but I only like to do swaps. I want to swap. I don't want to actually pay for it." And so you say, "Oh, no one pays for energy work." But that's actually just not true. Tons of people pay a lot of money for it. And it's just become your story or your belief that that's what's going on. And you can apply that to anything. It's not just for Reiki practitioners. Life coaches, are you a life coach and no one's paying you? And maybe you have a belief that, people don't pay you for your services. But it's just a belief. And it's something that you're defending being right about. And I only know because, like I said, I did it for almost a decade. So how are we going to clear that? There's this process that I share that no one likes, and I think half the people, if not more, that I share this process with, they don't use it. They don't want to use it because they just want to keep being right. So I'm going to give it to you. Use it. Don't use it. I hope you use it. It's really powerful. I didn't make it up. It's from a guy named Dr. Dane here. It's a very powerful process, and it's simply this: you're right. I'm wrong. That's it. That's the whole process. You're right. I'm wrong. You can use it on everything and just keep using it until it dissolves the stuck energy. So let's say you're a healer of some kind, you have a healing practice, and you're not making the money you want to make. And people aren't hiring you because you cost too much, even though you know that you don't, because you're on par with the market or even below the market, probably is more likely. But you're not making the money you want to make because people won't pay it. So think of one of those people that said, "Oh, I just can't afford you right now, or I can't afford your services right now." Think of that person and do the process. You're right, I'm wrong. You're right that you don't have the money. I'm wrong that you should have the money. You're right that you don't have the money. I'm wrong that I want to work with you. You're right that you don't have the money. I'm wrong that whatever, fill in the blank. And just keep running that over and over and over again for, a couple days, a couple weeks, however long it takes to dissolve that stuck energy where you're trying to be right and they're trying to be right and you're both trying to be right, and then you never get to move anywhere. And I have that show up in my private sessions that I do with clients every day, where we get to a point where they really want to be right, and then I start to want to be right because we get into that power struggle, and I start to recognize, oh wait, I'm just trying to be right here. And if we're both trying to be right, then we take up all the space that exists. If I back off and I let them be right, but I also hold space and lovingly ask some questions and lovingly do some energy work and energy clearing, then they can drop the need to be right and they can let go of that. But if we're both trying to be right, we don't go anywhere. And it's the same even if you're not present with a person right now. Let's say that same example of someone who can't afford to pay you, can't afford to hire you. If you're trying to be right, even though they're not present with you, but they're still trying to be right, energetically you're both trying to occupy the same space. And so it creates a battle. It creates that judgment and that headbutting, even though they're not present with you in the moment. So you can still use this process and it will still work wonders and magically and amazing. Also, for more on this, check out on my personal Facebook page right now. I just did 3 posts about this. Just did one today, 2 more in the week following about being right. And if you're a Healing Path practitioner, hope that you'll check out my business page at Spiritual Clarity, because I post more content there to help clear all these beliefs and clear all the stuff that comes up about the need to be right, the need to fix others, sacrifice. That most healers have this need to sacrifice so that they can feel better, because self-worth and all that stuff. There's so much there. So I hope you'll come check that out. And please share this video with anyone that you think would be great to check it out. Any other healers or Healing Path practitioners. Thank you so much. Here is your dose of spiritual clarity for today, and have an amazing day. See you soon. Bye-bye.